guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is andiswasanelisiwekhumalo, also known as Andy K. And to all the returning subscribers, thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Post this video, go subscribe, and make sure you do come back. We're on the road to 700 subscribers. So please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. As you saw from the title below, you know what time is it, you know what it is. Although I'm high-key sad that the Real Housewives of Durban is over, but obviously all good things do come to an end. But let me not waste your time, let's get straight into the review of the reunion, part 1 of the Real Housewives of Durban. Okay, so we are at part 1 of the Real Housewives of Durban reunion. I know. It feels like just yesterday I was watching episode 1. And the fact that I'm now reviewing the reunion, it's wild. It's wild that we're at the end of the Real Housewives of Durban, which I did say in the beginning of the video that high-key I am sad. But you know what? We'll wait for season 3. Maybe season 3 will be a bit better than season 2. But anyway, let's get straight into the reunion. So the host was Donovan Goliath, which at first when I saw on Twitter I was just like, is he the perfect person to be hosting the reunion? But as time went by in the reunion, I was just like, you know what, he is actually a really good host to be hosting reunion, so I didn't really have any issue with that. And the ladies were dressed absolutely well, gorgeous. I think the whole theme was sparkles and glitter and all things. It were all things nice, isn't it, Jay-Z? Right. So I'll try leave a picture if I can find it of the ladies wearing their reunion dresses. And we go straight into it. Londi, I'm gonna skip some parts that I feel like weren't really necessary for me to talk about. So when you talk about things that are, you know, important to me, that I feel like this is important, I need to talk about this. So in the reunion, the beginning of the reunion, Londi landed announces her pregnancy, which I was very surprised because she said she was pregnant throughout the whole show, and I was just like, Haibo, kanjan. And when I went back to the previous episodes, you can't even tell that she is pregnant. So very happy for Londi London. Londi London is actually one of my favorites from the show. I actually hope she comes back for season 3. I loved Londi on the show, although she was a bit flip-floppy here and there, but I absolutely love Londi. So Londi announces her pregnancy. And then now we get into what the main purpose of the reunion show. Sizo reviewer, or we're going to talk about the things that happened in the show. And the first topic is the spring has sprung, which happened in episode 1. And obviously the host now asked that did the whole spring has sprung new beginnings thing happen? Did it last for a long time with the ladies? To which Sarisha did say that it didn't last for a long time because they were fighting. They were bound to fight. I mean, the last episode there was a whole big fight that happened. So obviously the spring has sprung thing did not work, which vele it wasn't gonna work. Let's be honest, it was not gonna work. That whole thing was a whole lot of BS at the beginning. I get that Nonku was maybe trying to clear her name from what happened from the previous reunion, but I was gonna be surprised if every episode there was just there's no drama, there's no fighting, there's no nothing. So it was gonna bound to happen that they were gonna fight. And then Donovan Goliath also asked Jojo how does she feel to come into this group of ladies, because obviously she was a new cast member in season 2, and she's just like, and she is in geese, and she is like, she felt the pressure because all the ladies had name brands and she had to go buy herself a Louis Vuitton. And the host, being spicy, was just like, is your bag real? To which Jojo was like, baby, this bag is absolutely real. So I found that absolutely funny that the host was being spicy to Jojo, because if we remember, Jojo was the same person that said to Mabusi her bag was not real. So it was kind of like funny that the host asked Jojo that same question back. So this was about this part of the reunion. I was like, oh I was literally, I don't know what they say in English, clutching your pearls. Yes, I was literally clutching my pearls. It's just like, this is exactly what I wanted to see in a reunion. We talk about Latonto and Thobile. That whole beef or that whole thing that Latonto had towards Thobile, yes, baby, it was addressed in the reunion. So they talk about that, and the host asks Latonto, what was your issue with Thobile? And she was also asked if she inherits beef. So if you don't know the backstory, Latonto is one of Thobile's sister wife's friend, and that sister wife, I think, does not really like Thobile like that, and Latonto inherited that beef and it ended up not liking Thobile. Okay, so she was asked if she inherits beefs, and Latonto says that no, she did not inherit the beef. There was a certain bridge that they had to cross before the whole show started, and they did not cross that bridge. So she found it very hard when the cameras were on to be all nice and friendly and act like that bridge had not been crossed on. I don't know if I'm saying it right. To which total BS. but Makhumalo Thobile came through. She was just like, not today. You had your fair share of talking what you wanted to say on the show, but today is my time. And did I not love Makhumalo at that moment? She was just like, no, there was no bridge they had to cross. She does not know that bridge. 2, she was not called to Latonto. Latonto just made that up and ended up believing in her own lies. And 3, she was just like, Latonto, it was time. As time went by, she was going to show her true colors. This is who Latonto is. And she was bound to show herself eventually. And 3, I think 4, 3 or 4, she said Latonto is a devil on the earth. Wathi nje angikaze ngambona uSatan onje emhlabeni. And I was just like, hey, Paul, is this the same Thobile we were watching on the show? She came prepared. And I was just like, yes, Thobile speak. Vele, I felt like throughout the whole show, that Tonko was kind of bullying Thobile, and she was trying to recruit other ladies to not like Thobile. And when you ask her, why don't you like Thobile, it wasn't really specific on why she doesn't like Thobile. And Latonto denies. Obviously, Latonto is the queen of denying. She was just like, no, it's not because she doesn't like Thobile and she respects Musa Mselegu's wives. She spoke a lot of things which amounted to nothing. And Nonku even was like, she also agrees that Latonto is fake and pretentious. She'll speak bad about you on the show, and then next moment she'll come and hug you. So she's just like, Latonto, yeah, you fake. And Thobile says that the one thing she doesn't like about Latonto is that she's very fake. She does not like someone who is fake. Like, just don't fake it. Just don't fake it. And then Latonto obviously ends that whole conversation and says, attitude and personality is not the same thing. Which at that moment was just like, Utin, Utin. I love Latonto. But at that moment, I was just like, I just own up that you don't like her. Like, say it with your chest, like, Thobile tant. I don't know why I don't like you, but I don't like you. Like, just say it with your chest. But obviously, Latonto, she was denying and all those things. And yeah, then what I don't like about the host is that you can see that the conversation was heating up, but you're so quick to move on to another topic. So I didn't like that the host was like rushing to finish up one topic and go into another one, because at that stage you can see that the topic, the whole Thobile and Latonto thing, you could see that like it's getting really, I don't know how to say it. Like, you can see that the conversation was not over. It's just that the host, Usheshenje wife, leyo conversation and went into the whole Lakonto and Londi friendship. And Londi still maintains that she feels like she does not know Lakonto. She doesn't know where she lives. She doesn't know if she's single. She doesn't know if she's dating. Go Lakonto. And I found that very interesting that she doesn't know where Lakonto lives, because how Ganti, the house that we were seeing, Ganti, that's Lakonto in lab. So when I was reading on Twitter, people were like, no, she doesn't live there. It's a house that she was renting out. So it's just like, okay, makes sense why Londi says she doesn't know where Lakonto lives. And Lakongo says that she does not feel the same. She still sees Londi as a friend. Very interesting. How can you be friends with someone who just told you that, listen here, you're not my friend. I don't know anything about you. You fake and you pretend. Then you're going to come back and say you stole my friend. No, Lassie. No. Say it with your chest, as I'm saying. Just say, Londi, I thought we were friends, but we're not friends. Like, because Londi is clearly saying that we are not friends, so I don't understand why Ulasi uthi abangan. But Asaz. And then Lakonto says that she needs to be cautious. Here comes the whole cautious chat. We know that she was with the former president, and she keeps saying the thing of her life might be in danger, or if she shows where she lives, or stuff like that. I get it. But I think that is something that you're supposed to communicate to the ladies early on. That listen here, I was with someone very high profile, and I can't show where I live because I'm scared that people might come to where I live. No, like I understand, Leon. Everyone would have understood that, and I just feel like she should have communicated to the ladies. If it's such a huge problem of being cautious, it is a reality show at the end of the day, and if Uzazo Kubek and hide herself, I don't see the reason why she needs to be on Real Housewives of Durban, because at the end, we kind of want to see who you are inside your life. Besides being that Tongo, someone who dated, who was with the former president, or someone who has this company, like we still want to see who Lakonto is in her personal life. So I feel like at this point, I love Lakonto. I want her to come back to season 3. But at the same time, I'm like, is she going to continue being secretive and all that stuff? Because if that's the case, then I think that she should not come back to season 3. Like, that's just my own opinion. And then the whole week we go and talk about Annie and Nonko's relationship. And this love-hate relationship that Annie and Nonko have with one another. And Annie just begins to tell Nonko, or just begins to explain why she doesn't really like Nonko like that. And she says that it's because of the previous reunion, about the whole damages thing. If you have not watched season 1, I don't know which rock you're clearly living under, but go watch season 1 if you haven't, of Real Housewives of Durban. And she just said she was put off on that whole damages thing, what happened with her mom. And from that time, she didn't really like Nonko like that. And Nonko just says that she likes Annie. She likes Annie as a person. And, Annie just still says that, I like Nonko, but not like that. We kind of have a love-hate relationship. And so Risha just kind of butts in and says that the reason why Annie is the way she is because she was bullied about her hair. And that's why she has kind of a wall and is defensive. I was like, I understand her being bullied, valid with her being defensive, I understand that, but Annie can come off across as a mean person, like a mean person. I don't know if that is because she was bullied, but sometimes she does come across as a mean person. And Annie just says that she's not a mean person, she's a straight shooter. And you see, this is my problem with people that say that are straight shooters. You can be straight. Like Thobile was straight to Lakonto, but it did not come across as mean. Annie is a straight shooter, but in that straight shootingness, there's some energy of her being mean. So I don't know. And then she just also talks about social media, how social media affected her, and how people were kind of always talking about her personality, how she's a mean person, and she said it did affect her, and it did, kind of have her do some self introspection and see that, am I all these things that people are saying, and all that. And then after Annie talks about that, we now get into one of the famous lines of the season of Real Housewives of Durban, and it is the line of all black men cheat and white men buy, courtesy of Nonku Williams. And still maintains that statement that yes, all black men cheat and white men buy. Still believes in that, not about to change his statement. And Jojo is then asked about how she feels, because she was the one that was most pressed about that statement, and Jojo just says that she was more kind of pressed about the whole thing is because she was with her husband and she's happily married, and that those are not things that you talk about, in front of people that are married. Valid, I understand where Jojo's coming from, but when you watch those episodes of Real Housewives of Durban, she was a bit too pressed for someone who knows that her husband does not buy. Okay, and then Mabusi comes in. We see Mabusi coming in, and we begin to talk about the infamous WhatsApp group chat that Mabusi is not in. Okay, so Mabusi is just like, she explains the whole WhatsApp group chat thing, that she was not added, but she doesn't really care about her not being in the WhatsApp group chat, because at the end of the day, she's still on the show. Okay, and then we talk about La Conco and Mabusi's friendship and how the friendship began. And she did say that she was feeling very lonely last season, after Nonku sidelined her, and one peak and Joe Nonku's high sis and La Conco was there to just make her feel better and make her feel seen, which I do love the friendship that La Conco and Mabusi have, or Dade. I love that friendship that they have. And then La Conco begins to, kind of back up what Mabusi is saying, and is saying that Mabusi is being judged. Something along the lines of Mabusi is a hustler, that's why she's being judged, and all those things. And now we come into the topic of the thing of Jojo saying that is Mabusi's bag fake? And yes, Mabusi does say that she did feel offended by Jojo saying that, because she doesn't know her like that. First of all, Jojo doesn't know Mabusi like that, and Mabusi like, if you don't know someone, you can't come and say that the things that you have are fake. That is really rude, and that is really offensive. To which Jojo was just like saying that, I'm sorry, but at the time we had to submit questions and all that jazz. And Mabusi's just speaking her mind. She's just telling Jojo that no, it was wrong. You shouldn't ask people that. And it's like, fake. That's what I got from the whole situation. And then Nonku feels, Nonku does kind of feel like Mabusi wants to be relevant. Njalo, when Nonku is talking, she feels like Mabusi does kind of chip in where she's not supposed to chip in, and she wants to be relevant through other people, and because of the WhatsApp group chat. To which Mabusi was just like, hold the fuck up. I don't want to be relevant because of WhatsApp group chat. Nonku was the one, when I was watching the show, Nonku was the one that brought up the whole WhatsApp group chat conversation, and Mabusi was just like, it's not like I'm forcing to be in the WhatsApp group chat. I just don't care. And then we begin to talk about Nambiti Hills and all the tea of Nambiti Hills trip and the private jet issue. So now we begin to talk about the private jet issue, as I'm saying, and Surisha just explains the whole private jet issue, that what had happened was her husband obviously organized a private jet. Thobile was there, so the husband was just like, Thobile, you can also go on the ride with Sorisha on the private jet. And then Sarisha decides to invite Annie because obvious they are friends. And then Annie just says, you know what, Sarisha, invite Jojo. Which I'm just like, okay, kind of understand what Sarisha's saying, but at the same time, as I'm saying, just say that I invited the people I wanted to invite. Don't now crucify me to inviting people that I wanted to invite on a private jet. And then now we see the clips playing of how Jojo spoke to Nonko about the whole private jet issue. And Nonko says that she didn't like the way how Jojo spoke to her. And she didn't understand why Jojo was fighting Sarisha's battles because obviously she was talking to Sarisha, not Jojo. And Jojo says that she was fighting Sarisha's battles because number one, she saw that Sarisha was being a bit emotional and she was tearing up. And she didn't like the way Nonko was coming across, I don't know if I'm saying it right, coming to Sarisha. My English bundles are depleting today. Well, my English bundles I have paid. So anyway, she didn't like the way Nonko was coming to Sarisha, and she does admit that she wasn't supposed to fight that battle, and she felt that maybe at the time she was supposed to keep quiet, which really she was supposed to keep quiet. It wasn't her battle to fight. At that time, I did want Sarisha to fight her own battle. I you know what? I invited the people I wanted to fight, so who cares? And then we now go into what Thobile heard in the Nambiti Hills trip. I think it was previous episodes where Thobile says that Nonku, Mabusi, and Nakonko said really mean things about Sarisha, and she didn't tell Sarisha what they said. So today we about to hear what they said. And Thobile says at that time she didn't want to stir trouble in telling people what those three ladies said because she was fairly new to the group, so she didn't want to cause trouble and stuff like that. And then Thobile begins to tell us what she heard on the trip. So she begins to say that Nonku did not speak a lot at that moment. The people that spoke a lot were Latonto and Mabusi, which when I was thinking about it, and then she was just like, some of the things that they said was that Sarisha is scared of Annie, that's why she was invited on the private jet, and that she's jealous of Jojo, which I'm just like, Sarisha has all the money in the world. Why would she be jealous of Jojo? Being scared of Annie, I don't know. I don't know about the being scared of Annie, but the Jojo one, I was just like, jealous of what? And then obviously Latonto and Mabusi deny, just deny the whole incident. Just like, hi, we didn't say that, we don't remember saying that. And quite interesting enough, Nonko then confirms to Thobile that what Thobile is saying is true, because some of the things that Thobile said, how would Thobile know? So after Nonko then confirmed with him, guys, what Thobile is saying is true, that's when now Mabusi and Latonko begin to apologize. Mabusi is just like, you know what, it was the heat of the moment, I apologize for saying those things. And then Latonko also apologizes. Now my question is that if Nonko did not confirm that Thobile was saying izinto eshow Thobile they were right, best believe Latonko and Mabusi would have never apologized. They were going to deny and be like, Thobile, you are wrong, Thobile this and that, we didn't say that, and all those things. So big ups to Nonko for actually confirming that, you know what, Thobile ain't lying, Thobile is telling the truth. And then Sarisha's just like, she doesn't really care. She understands that it's the heat of the moment. To which Annie begins to be angry, and she's just like, why is Sarisha making excuses for Latonto and Mabusi? And I was just like, hold up, Annie. Because if Sarisha is just like, okay, I kind of understand you were in the heat of the moment. So then Sarisha just begins to tell Annie that she does not care about what people say about her. If people say this about her, that ain't her business. And I was just like, yes, Sarisha, come through. Tell Annie that you should not care what other people say about you. And Annie was just like, okay, still she doesn't understand why she's making excuses about it. I was just like, Annie, not your time, not your time. And then they now talk about the game reserve and where they were playing those questions, those very interesting questions that were being asked. And Annie was asked about who she thinks asked her about the whole cheating question, whether her husband has cheated before, something along those lines. And Annie does say that she thinks that it was Mabusi, because Mabusi, no, not Mabusi, Nonku, because Nonku said the whole all black men cheese. And then she also thought it was Thobile, because Thobile did say something about wouldn't Annie like to know if her husband was cheating, something about those days when they were talking about this table a lot. And then the host Donovan Collide also asked Thobile, who she thought asked her question, which was, has she ever slept with someone besides her husband? Which that one, Nami, when I was looking at the ladies, I was just like, I wonder who asked that question. Wouldn't be surprised if it's also Latonko, because the way things were going, it was very, very, the way Latonko did not like her. And she was just like, she thought it was Mabusi because of really how things were. Don't blame her for thinking that. And she was just like, other than that, she doesn't know who asked that question. And Sorisha does say that at that moment, when they were talking about the whole damages thing, she just wanted Nonku to finish. And they were talking about how Nonku felt about Nonku butting in, something along those lines. And Sorisha does say she just wanted Nonku to finish, and just to finish saying what she wanted to say. And Nonku does say that I think it was Nonku or Nonku. No, Nonku is the one who just said that at the end of the day, when she speaks about Sfiso Ngwane, Ayanda is part of it. So that's her truth, and that's it. And that's where we see the end of the reunion, part 1 of the reunion. How I'm feeling about the reunion, it's like a 5 out of 10. It's not that dramatic, like all the drama that I wanted. It's just kind of chilled vibes. What I didn't like is obviously that the host rushes into the next question. It's like whatever topic they needed to speak about, he's rushing to speak on those topics, which I did not like about that factor of the host. But all in all, not a bad reunion. I like the fact that they talked about the Thobile and Latonko thing, and yeah, it was kind of like an okay reunion. And I'll be back to review part 2 of the reunion of the Real Housewives of Durban. If you enjoyed my video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Please comment down below how you felt about the reunion. Please make sure you do subscribe. As I said, we're on the road to 700 subscribers. And I love you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.